From the heart-wrenching deaths to the downright scandalous. These are the times when Outlander fans lost their minds over episodes. If you're an Outlander fan, you know that the show is full of breathtaking scenery and is based on the Outlander book series by Diana Gabaldon. From the first episode, we were hooked on the story of Claire and Jamie. But Outlander is also known for its shocking moments, which leave fans waiting for more. Everything from heart-throbbing death to devastating twist or a steamy scene that is a little too hot. These moments have had fans talking and speculating. As we so patiently wait for Season 7, let us relive the moments that had fans on the edge of their seats and begging for more. There will be some spoilers. Beware. The majority of fans can agree that Season 1 is arguably the best, with an audience score of 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. On Outlander, we can clearly see that it is the most loved. When asked by user Little Earth Visitor, rank the seasons, SysGeek says nothing matches Season 1, and Shiny Quarter Squirrel says in her ranking, S1 by far, not even remotely close. And this goes on throughout the post, but why? Season 1 of Outlander set the stage for what was to come in the rest of the series. We are introduced to Claire, a World War II nurse who found herself transported back in time to 18th century Scotland. Yeah, time travel. And also introduced Jamie Fraser, the Scottish Highlander. One of the most shocking moments came in Episode 7, the wedding. After an arranged marriage, Claire and Jamie finally consummate their marriage in a steamy scene that had fans swooning. The shock came when Jamie revealed the scars on his back from the flogging he received from Black Jack Randall. It was a moment that showed the depth of Jamie's pain and trauma. In Episode 8, Both Sides Now. After Claire tries to escape back to her own time, she is captured by Black Jack Randall and goes through some brutal torture. The scene was difficult to watch and had fans on the edge of their seats, wondering if Claire would survive. But the finale had fans unable to watch the show after being captured and tortured by Black Jack Randall. Jamie is left broken and traumatized. The episode features graphic scenes of sexual violence. Some fans voiced their opinions on Rotten Tomatoes, saying, "I love Jamie and Claire's chemistry. The best I have ever seen. Would get 5 stars, but too much rape." Regardless, it was a stomach-churning moment that left us all wondering what would happen. Season 2 starts where Season 1 left off. It has an audience score of 92%, but strangely enough, it feels like this season was 80%. We have fans starting to express their discontent with the show. One user on Rotten Tomatoes said, "Outlander continued with a high standard of acting and a complexly developed plot. However, I didn't think this season was as engaging as the others. I found myself skipping through large parts of episodes because I had lost all interest in some of the storylines. Ouch." Season 2 took us to France, where the couple tried to change history and prevent the Battle of Culloden. In Episode 7, after Claire suffers a stillbirth, she is left devastated and alone. The scene was heartbreaking and had fans in tears, but where the fans went is when Claire is accused of witchcraft and is almost burned at the stake. It left fans wondering if Claire would survive. In the Season 2 finale, failed to prevent the Battle of Culloden. Claire and Jamie are forced to say goodbye. If you are into romance, you can understand how difficult it is for fans to watch their favorites break things off. It had fans in complete tears. But Claire returns to her own time, and we learn that she is pregnant with Jamie's child. It was a twist that no one expected. Unless you are good at predicting, it is hard to say where Season 3 will land with the fans. Although it has an audience score of 92%, it seems like the fans like it, the third or fourth most. There are plenty who have it second on their list too. Season 3 of Outlander saw Claire and Jamie separated by centuries, as Claire returned to her own time after the Battle of Culloden. In Episode 6, after a long separation, Claire and Jamie are finally reunited. The scene was emotional and had fans cheering, but not all fans. User Leofs had this to say about Season 3. "I love Season 3 very much up to Episode 6 when they reunite, and you spot on in many of the aspects that are great. And to watch it build up to the climax of the reunion was just so satisfying. Unfortunately, it turns downhill after that. Diana Gabaldon just crammed too many far-fetched plot lines into the second half of Book 3. But another Redditor responds with, "I don't blame the crappiness of S3 on DG because I loved the book. The show just did a terrible job of adapting it. They made bizarre changes, focused on weird things, and eliminated stuff that people love. Another shocking moment came in episode 11. After being shipwrecked, Claire and Jamie are stranded on a deserted island. The scene was tense and had fans wondering if the couple would survive. But the shock came when they were attacked by a group of pirates. It was a thrilling moment that had fans on the edge of their seats. Fergus and Marsali wedding was a moment that fans loved. Fans already viewed him as Claire and Jamie's son, but this was the moment that it was made official in Outlander. The whole moment was beautifully created. Not only did Jamie confirm Fergus was a Frasier, but there were looks of shock and happiness from Fergus and Marsali. Fergus hoped for it, but it had never been confirmed. This gave Fergus everything he'd wanted for 30-plus years. Tugging on the heartstrings, Season 4 is where fans start to agree that the show is heading downhill. This season has its first sub-90% rating, coming in at 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. According to Madeline Ivy from The Collider, Season 4 struggled in the villain department with the introduction of Stephen Bonnet. Where the series' previous villain, Jack Randall, was grounded by a fantastic performance from Menzies, as well as a more interesting psychological profile, Bonnet is cartoonishly cruel, seemingly for the sake of causing problems for our protagonists. Even though fans dislike this season, there are some great moments. Brianna and Jamie finally got to meet for the first time. They have only heard good things about each other. You can see the relief and love Jamie felt when he hugged his daughter. It lived up to the expectations of the books. Season 5. This is loved and hated by many fans and has an 88% audience score. One of the best moments is in the finale. Marsali is charged with caring for Claire's brutal captor and rapist, Lionel Brown. But while Lionel expects Marsali to treat his wounds, she is infuriated with him for hurting Claire. So instead of tending to his injuries, Marsali kills Lionel by injecting him with hemlock root. A satisfying moment for fans, but some fans felt the season was slow, like user Sandy Beach Peach, who said, "I'm typing this post while watching episode 5. More long, whispery dialogues that eat time. More soapy close-ups, ridiculous plot contrivances." How could Season 1 be so good and Season 5 feel like cheap daytime TV? I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Jonathan Randall. Season 5 was definitely a bit different from the previous ones, but surely Season 6 will step it up. Nope. It easily is the worst Season 6 that left fans upset. With an audience score of 71%, let's see what the fans disliked. Absolute bore fest. Where's the time travel? Where's the drama? Too much talking. Season 6 was a huge disappointment. The storyline was poor and lacked entertainment. The only entertaining parts of the season were Lizzie and the twins' story and Ian's time with the natives. Each season of Outlander has progressively gotten a tiny bit worse. This one is pretty bad. Every decision Jamie and Claire make seems just plain stupid and totally out of character. In just 8 short episodes, we get a drug addict and an alcoholic. Sick of that plotline in every show. It's very dark and the chemistry seems gone. The only good plot lines are Ian and the Cherokees and Lizzie and her twins. It was clear to see that fans were not happy about Season 6. There weren't even major highlights worth mentioning. Yup, it was that bad. But overall, it is still an amazing show. Outlander is a show that has captured the hearts of fans around the world. While we can't predict Season 7, we can be sure that it will be full of shocking moments that will have us on the edge of our seats. So, from the downright scandalous to the heart-wrenching deaths, these were the times Outlander fans lost their minds from episodes.